Imagine having 8,000 plus enslaved people behind you, and you going down to the fort, and you demanding to tell the governor, if you don't give me my freedom, we burning this place down. You can imagine the balls on this man. We're talking about General Buddhoe and the history of the emancipation. July 3rd, 1848. Let me check this out. All right. So General Buddhoe was apparently a very brilliant person who was also a master sugar boiler. So this led him to be seen in almost all the different plantations because he was one of the best at what he did. Very popular at that time in every plantation because he would spend a lot of time in each. So back then, there was a sad way of how the slaves used to rebel against the Danish government. And it was by committing suicide. I used to hear this, that people used to jump off the hill in Ham's Bluff. Sad. So with Buddhoe having this in mind and everything else already going on at that time, it was a joint effort by others. And one person who I didn't know, his name was Admiral Martin King. He wasn't literate, but he was very courageous, valiant, and determined. Together, along with many others, right? Because this is a big thing. We're just naming few people. But together with others, on July 2nd, there was a clear gathering already happening down by Fort Frederick, that we call it Fort Frederick down in West. After that gathering, people didn't think nothing of it. Fast forward, 1 a.m., July 3rd, you get messages going out to Christiansted and the government house that it got slave people, me ain't gonna say the word, that they're about to start revolting. By sunup, conch shells blowing, church bells ringing, and the gumby drums sounding. Now that was prohibited back then. People singing, plantations getting empty. Things getting serious. By 10 o'clock in the morning of July 3rd, more than 8,000 plus enslaved Africans found themselves in the fort area. Now you might be wondering, you see the fort, they get cannons and all these kinds of stuff. At that time, the cannons was also facing the population way. And it was said that when they tried to find gunpowder to start firing against this revolt, that the slaves switched it with sugar. That's the story. Either or, it was inactive. They could not use their weapons. Imagine now, use General Buddhoe going down there and saying, listen, give us our freedom by 12 o'clock. If not, we burning this place down. At that time, the major that was controlling that fort, his name was Major Gileach. And he couldn't get von Scholten by 12. So he frantically coming down, hey, watch out, Buddhoe, my boy, listen. I doubt this is what happened, but I just pointed the contest. Watch out, we can't get this man, give it till 4 o'clock, please. Because I defenseless. Y'all have all the weapons, but y'all can't use nothing. Buddhoe agreed and said, if by 4 o'clock nothing come true, we burning this place down, and that's it, not 1 minute more. Minutes to 4, Governor von Scholten comes speeding and he has into town, straight into the fort. And he wanted to know, but why y'all even allowing this to happen? How come y'all ain't respond and fire back? People said we can't use our weapons. The cannons are indisposed. They said they disappeared the gunpowder. We have no ammunition at the fort. At that time, Mr. von Scholten understood that they were in trouble. So they asked, what we gonna do? And it was at that time that the governor of the Danish West Indies appeared at the fort just over the entrance and tell them, from this day forward, onward, all unfree in the Danish West Indies are today free. Watch out. I want to shout out Mario Moorhead, Mary Moorhead, and everybody. They don't hand out these things in PTAs and all of that. I'm very active in my son's PTA. This is nice. So y'all don't forget, a lot was given for what we get now, eh? Friendly reminder. And then let's not even talk about Queen Mary and the other queens. It's a whole different other story. General Buddhoe. Y'all stay safe. Catch y'all on the next one, eh?